From Barra, go over the causeway onto North Uist. The RSPB Reserve of Balranald is one of the last places to see, or at least hear, the corncrake, once very common and now one of Europe's rarest birds. The male makes a loud cracking noise during the summer months, which can be heard fairly often. The macher, dunes and miles of beach washed by the Atlantic make this a very special place indeed. The nearby Trinity Temple is claimed to be Scotland's oldest university, founded in the early 13th century, nearly 200 years before St Andrews, who also claim this honour. However, all that remains of Trinity are the ruins of the monastery, ransacked in the Reformation. Its valuable books are said to have been cast into the sea. North Uist is joined by causeway with both Benbecula and South Uist. Another causeway links Eriskay to the south, whilst a ferry links this to Barra, thereby completing the necklace of islands that consist of the Western Isles. Eriskay was the first landing place of Prince Charlie at the start of the 45 and was the site of a famous wartime shipwreck of the HMS Politician in 1941. This was immortalised in a book by Sir Compton Mackenzie and the subsequent 1949 Ealing classic Whisky Galore, which was filmed on Barra. Compton Mackenzie retired to Barra and is buried on the island. The Isle of Barra is famous these days for the unusual landing strip used by Loganair, the beach. The main settlement is at Castle Bay, with Kishmal Castle lying on a rock offshore. A retired architect from the States, who was the 45th chief of the MacNeil clan, restored this in 1937. His son, Ian Roderick, took over the castle and is still the current chief of the MacNeils of Barra. In March 2000, however, he handed the castle into the care of Historic Scotland on a 1,000-year lease, with an annual token rent of £1 and a bottle of whisky. The island having been previously sold by the MacNeils in 1838 to pay off debts. This sea-born dynasty had held sway over these islands for centuries and are said to have often practised piracy across the wild waters of the Hebrides, with the castle being the clan's stronghold since the 11th century. Great storytellers, the locals have preserved many Gaelic tales and legends over the centuries by word of mouth.